Here's Chief Seattle's grave. The cemetery, we're getting a little snow, kind of unusual for us. And this is the second storm in a week with a couple more to come. So, yeah, it's very peaceful. Snow always has kind of a muffling effect. So, it's nice. Chief Seattle's grave. Smoking another of those Chacombe king size pipes. Gotta love them. They're so compact. And actually it does, that little bit shape, the little button at the end does kind of hold it in place. It's kind of hard, but it works. I'd rather have a wide saddle bit, I think. But oh well. Smoking some, what is it, Luxury English? Something like that from Iwan Reese. I had a little tub of it from 10 years ago. I hadn't seen it for a while. So I thought, oh, that sounds kind of good. So. Yeah, everybody's hunkering in for the big snowstorm. Whether it materializes into anything, who knows? We'll see. I've got lots of wood in the woodshed, and a wood stove, and a cat for my lap. Even if the power goes out, I'll be fine. So, and we are predicted to get some winds, so we'll see how that all works out. So I'm going to call some people and see how they're doing. It's just an excuse to connect with them. And if I could do something, drive around, pick up some groceries or something, that's always a plus. But yeah, just requires communication. The thing that's so necessary and sort of missing from unsuccessful relationships. I will say that. Not that it guarantees a successful relationship. Sometimes like blah, 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 blah. But it is often something that can help a relationship work. Any relationship, friendships, work relationships, you name it. So. Just picked up my mail. So I do a little wellness walk down to the post office. It's about a mile. So that's always kind of nice. Usually I'll do it at the end of the workday, or because I come in a little later in the morning. It's sort of like later in the afternoon kind of equivalent for me. So it's good to take a little break. The snow kind of reminds me of Colorado, where I grew up. And I taught skiing for a winter when I was like 19 maybe. Was it just after high school? Gosh, I don't even remember now. Or had I gone to college and then dropped out after a year and a half? And I think that might have been it. And I didn't really know what I wanted to do. So, and I felt like I needed to. Got to know what you're going to study for and get a degree in. As it turns out, I mean, just getting a degree, as my folks said, one night they were very candid. They said, Josh, get a degree, would ya? Go back to school, get a degree. Doesn't matter what it's in. You don't know what you really want to do. That was good advice. But I had worked at a Colorado State Park in the mountains west of Denver, and those were 6-month stints as a seasonal ranger. So It was October, and at the end of October, my employment was going to be over. Uh-oh. So I asked my folks if I could live with them for a while, and they said, yeah, it's the modern way now. So I thought, well, what do I want to do? I think I saw an ad maybe to be a ski lift operator. Lots of ski areas in Colorado. So I went up to Breckenridge, and I was sitting in their class to be a ski lift operator. And I thought, wow, this could be the most boring job on the planet. And then, I forget his name, the head of the ski school came into our class and he said, we are looking for ski instructors. You don't have to ski like a pro, but you have to be a good teacher. And we have some positions that we really need to fill here. So I thought, maybe I could do that. So I did. So I spent that winter teaching skiing, mostly beginner skiers. I mean, I could ski okay, but it was nothing, no great shakes. But I found I really loved to teach people how to ski. It was so satisfying to take them where they couldn't even stand up to gliding down a slope in control, stem Christie. I mean, it was just so much fun. So that's what I did that winter. But for the first half of the winter, I couldn't find anywhere to live. Ski areas, of course, are notoriously expensive housing. So I continued to stay with my folks. I was the last son, so that's kind of a golden position anyway. And they were happy to have me. I mean, they weren't quite ready to have an empty nest, I think. So I would drive from Golden, where Coors beer is brewed, up to Breckenridge, like, I don't know what that is, 75 miles, in a Chevette, which is a rear-wheel drive economy car from Chevrolet, if you don't know. Basically an Opel Kadett, rebadged and made in Maryland. So I had one of those with snow tires on the rear, bias ply. So they were 155 80s or something, I mean, skinny little snow tires. And I drove up to Breckenridge like 4 times a week and back. That was an adventure. So you got to be really good at driving in the snow. And actually that car, it didn't have front wheel drive, which potentially is better. The engine's over the drive wheels, and the drive wheels are the steer wheels, and there are advantages to that. But this was all before traction control, all before anti-lock brakes. So having an 1,800-pound car, rear-wheel drive, manual transmission, was sort of an adventure, But wow, I got to be a good winter driver, I will say. Never had a bang, never had a scrape, never had a scratch. Never really was in anything I can remember that was perilous. I saw lots of wrecks, but that car was very controllable. So, so that was a good tutorial on driving. And actually, I thought, what I kind of would like to be is a plow driver, a plow truck driver. But that never happened. I went back to school and got a degree and, got a job. And so part of me would still like to be a plow truck driver. We'll see if that ever happens. I'm getting it past that point, I think. But anyway, there were days when it was 35 and 40 degrees below zero up at Breckenridge. And, you'd have to get there for when the ski school started and get there in enough time to, change into your professional outfit and all that. Um, so they were early mornings. And, wow, sometimes it was just like so cold. Anyway, it was great fun. Snow stories.